Hello, I'm Kristen Lee. I wanted to put like a trigger warning or just a disclaimer before the actual video. One, it's super long. It's just how I tell stories, and it's more of a story time than anything. I probably got a few medical things wrong, so that's the trigger warning. I talk about surgeries, I talk about my female health, I talk about my struggle with obesity. I mean, that's how you take it, but my weight loss and weight gain journey, I talk about that. So yeah, I wanted to put this here so that if it's not your thing, or you like, shorter, cuter videos, this isn't the one. I mean, I make my jokes and stuff like that, but I figured put this out there now, and then if it's not your jam, cool, I'll see you in the next one. Click off. When I was making the video, I thought about turning the comments off, so I'm going to try it and see what happens. And if it gets too messy, I might turn it off. I'm one of those people that I feel like this is my channel, and I only want the comments to reflect positivity to others. I don't want to have hate or anger directed at me or anyone else in the comments. So that's this video, and this is my new setup. I don't know how I feel about this, but I do like this, so I don't know. It's growing on me, but I feel like there should be something with it. Let me know what you think, and here's the video. I'll see you in the next one. Hello, I'm Kristen Lee. I just got back from a morning of errands and stuff. I got like a little tiny haul that I want to show, and originally I was going to talk about my health goals for this year, and I think I'm going to, but I had it more mapped out, and then today my anxiety's been like up here, so I figured I'd just do a check-in and go with that. So one of the things that I've been seeing online is that everybody's picking a word of the year. And 2 years ago not 2 years ago, 3 years ago, for 2020, I had picked persevere was my word, because I just wanted to get through 2020 and move forward and just make it, And 2021, I don't remember. I think it was like fire or something motivational. Last year, it was like self-love. I don't know. Last year I did a vision board, and you saw how much I got done of that vision board. So this year, my word is onward. It's not the best word, but it's, forward, onward. Let's get things done. Stop, letting your setbacks keep you stuck. Just keep pushing through. So I guess it's kind of like persevere, but with more direction. So my health update is I have spoken with the hernia surgeon specialist. I spoke to him before the holidays, and after talking about my condition and what I can and cannot do and things like that, he does not feel comfortable doing the surgery at the weight that I am now. He would prefer that I would lose 50 pounds or more so that when he does the surgery, I don't have to keep going back to him, because the type of surgery...
Injury, not surgery.
The tear opened and fat and my intestines tried to push through the tear, and then they put everything back in. So what they're going to do is they're going to open up where my belly button is and put this like mesh thing to hold everything there, because you really can't sew muscle. It just has to heal on its own. So they put a mesh thing there to keep everything in, and then you heal. The problem is that with overweight people, your fat can get pushed around the mesh and then still come through. So I'd be looking at multiple surgeries for the same injury because of my weight. So I'm like, okay, so I kind of spiraled when he told me that. And my thing is that weight loss and maintaining weight loss has been a huge issue for me and a challenge for me since I was a kid. Food is my self-coping mechanism. And my depression makes it so that I just can't do anything. And I don't know how to explain it unless you've been through it, where you get so down about the smallest things that you cannot push through. And by the time you've pushed through, something has been the catalyst to make it happen, because of all the things that you let stay still while you were going through your feelings. And, I've been working on it and things like that. 10 years ago, when I was 30, I finally had enough of doctors telling me, well, if you just lose weight, you could do this. Or, you'd be so much prettier if my battery, because I'm in the car. Sorry, Mr. Grinch. It scared me, though. Anyway, so I was like, you know what? I'm 30. I was newly divorced. I was going through I was coming out of another depression. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do what the doctors want, so that I can prove to them that the underlying issues are still an issue, whether I'm this weight or lower or whatever. So I did. I joined a program that was kind of like Jenny Craig. They gave you supplements and food and shakes and everything, and you had to eat by their regimen. I cut calories. I think I wasn't having any more than 1,000 calories a day. And it was all leans and greens and vitamins and everything. And I lost 70 pounds. And I did really well. The problem is that their food was soy-based. So the feminine issues and the gynecology, that's why I say feminine, because I can't ever say them. Gynecology I can say, but for whatever reason, what they do I can't say. So anyway, those problems never went away. And one of the things from my late teens all through my 20s is I wanted to be a mom. And my ex and I tried so hard. And I didn't really have health insurance, and I didn't know what my body was telling me it was doing. I would work from like 5 o'clock in the morning to midnight, 1 o'clock, and then start the day over again for daycare, because we would get families. And if a whole family left, we lost a lot of money. So I would have to do side jobs and things like that. So the stress level was just really bad. So anyway, I had to stop this food program that I was on. And because the doctor's like, I think the soy products are messing with you. I was like, all right. And all the signs were saying PCOS, but I also hate the stigma that all plus size women feel that we have PCOS, because our menstrual cycles are just wonky because of the weight that we have on us. It's just everybody that I know personally in my life that either have been diagnosed or think they have it. So anyway, I go to the doctor and they're like, okay, so you have a mass on your uterus, I think it was. So we're going to go in and do a DNC and go in and take that mass, and there was a few others that they saw. We're going to scrape them off, and then we're going to test them. So, okay, I'm under the influence because they had to give me anxiety medicines because I was freaking out. They do the procedure. My best friend takes me, and they do the procedure, and I'm getting up and whatever, and she goes, and she's doing the procedure, and she's got the scope up there. She goes, wow, you have a lot of scarring in here. I'm like, why the freak do I have scarring in there? I'm a cardiac patient. Why do I have scarring in my feminine areas? And she goes, I know that this is probably the worst time to tell you this, but you've had multiple miscarriages, and that's one of the reasons why your periods are so painful, is that you have a lot of scarring in here, and you are going to be growing these masses for the rest of your life. She's like, I'm very sorry. She's like, but I have a feeling that everything's going to be benign, but this is going to be your story as a woman. I'm like, okay. So I'm drugged up. I don't know really what she's telling me. And then it hits me on the way home. I just start sobbing with my best friend. And I decided that that week, not that day, that I didn't want to have kids, because when I've talked to my gyno since then, I'm looking at IVF, or I'm looking at a possibly very painful pregnancy. And with my cardiac issues and things like that, that fear that I'm not going to be there for my child, or that any of my medical issues would be passed down to, even if my child came out typical, that those issues could be passed down. We have autism in our family. We have diabetes. We have a lot of things. So it's like, I'm cutting the cord literally here, and I'm not going to be a mom. If I'm going to be a mom, I will adopt. I know that I can love other people's kids, as my own. You know, I was not a very structured schooling daycare. I was more of like a second or third mom for your child. Like, once they were in my care, I took care of them like they were my own. So watching other people's kids and raising other people's kids, it's not an issue for me, right? So, and the only reason why I've never gone forward is because of all of my medical issues. I feel that it's very cruel that if I adopt a child who, for whatever reason, their parent can no longer be in their life, and I'm not here to take care of them, it's going to mess them up more than they already are going to be in their feelings as they grow up anyway. So I've always felt that was cruel. And my little bro is as close to a kid as I'm going to get, other than my nieces and nephews that I have loved as my own, you know, and they're family, even though they're from my best friends and everything. So anyway, because of that incident with the gyno and the fact that I no longer could use that weight loss program, there wasn't any kind of schooling for me to learn how to eat not on their products. Like, it was kind of like I went cold turkey and I didn't know what to do. And if food is my addiction, what do I do? And I remember the first time I went into the grocery store after this program, and now I had the entire grocery store to shop from, not just the leans and greens, not just produce and meats, but the entire store. And I had taken, dairy products out of my diet. I'd taken a lot of gluten products out of my diet. So being able to eat them again, I didn't know where to go. And when you're on the road to lose and then you just want to maintain, a lot of times you start putting weight back on just because you're not doing what you were doing before. So I went through that struggle. I started putting on the weight and whatever. And I did feel great at the time. I mean, I still had underlying issues with my heart. I had to get a stent put in. And then I had, what else did I do? I just had a lot of stupid, little tiny, if I was a car, it would be the nickel and diming of my body where parts just stopped wanting to work. So I was like, okay, I started putting on the weight again, and I started getting depressed again, and I started drinking more at home, not to the extent of being an alcoholic, but enough where the alcohol was helping me put weight back on. Not helping, but it was why I was putting weight back on was because I was drinking and eating horribly. So I joined Beachbody. I tried to do their shakes, but their shakes taste like vitamins put in a blender, and then you just put a whole bunch of junk in it to make it taste better. And it never made me feel better. I never felt full. And I really dreaded drinking the shake. So, but I stayed with them for a while because you had to buy the shake to get their programs, and the programs were fantastic. And I've noticed that no matter what diet I've ever been on, when I'm on the diet works. It's when I get off the diet that it doesn't work anymore. So anyway, I was trying to find something to do where I was more active, that didn't have anything to do with daycare, that I could go and start putting on muscle and things like that, because I never felt comfortable, even after losing all the weight, I never felt comfortable in my clothes. I still didn't see the progress that I was doing. I was seeing the things that I didn't get done because I didn't get to the goal that I wanted to get to because I had to stop the program. So, my cousins had joined kickboxing, and I loved kickboxing. Absolutely loved kickboxing. I found a group of friends through there that I absolutely adored. We found healthy places to eat. I started eating better. I don't know how to explain being a plus size person, being able to do a burpee at time, in the rhythm with the class, is so empowering. Even though all it is you popping down, doing a push-up, getting back up, and basically doing a jumping jack. But it is the most empowering feeling not being winded after you've done that. And I got to that level where I felt good. And then I hurt my foot. And I didn't know what I did. And then I also had something on my hip. Anyway, I came out to California to meet my little brother. And that's when I made the decision to move out to California. But I still wanted to keep my kickboxing membership, whatever. I went to get a massage with my stepmom, and the masseuse was like, I'm not touching this foot. There's something wrong with your foot. I'm like, it's just blown up, I was on the plane, and we ate a lot of sushi that week, so I'm like, I'm not used to the soy again, and all this other. She's like, no, there's something wrong inside your foot. So when I got back, I went and had x-rays done, and I have a bone spur just chilling there on my heel, and it's rubbing up against my Achilles tendon, tearing at my tendon. So doctor's like, I could surgically go in and take it out and, make sure that your tendon is stabilized, but you're going to have pain in your foot for the rest of your life, whether you take it out or not. And it's better for your body to just leave it in there. So I had to take physical therapy from that September all the way to December. I think I had 8 or 12 weeks of physical therapy to learn how to use my foot again. I had to quit kickboxing because I couldn't, once I started physical therapy and we found out what muscles and stuff were affected from the damage of my foot, it hurt so bad. So I had to pack. I had to deal with the stress of leaving everybody. I had to deal with the stress that I was, at the time we weren't using a moving company, so I was giving away all of my stuff. So mentally I was in this weird, like, gotta go, gotta get things done, and oh my God, what am I doing, So anyway, pushed through, got the clearance, got the okay. During that time, I was trying to get an IUD, just so that I could take everything, or be as healthy as I could, the healthiest me that I could, coming out to California to take care of my little brother, because I wasn't going to have health insurance at least for 6 months coming out to California. Because you have to be a resident for so many months, and there's all these different things, but once you get through those things, it's easier to get insurance in California than I ever got in New York. Anyway, get here, and then everything's done. It was all that go, 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 and then I got here, and everything was done. And, I had the spare room that was set up for me, but it wasn't my stuff. I was with my little bro, but I hadn't been with a baby. God, how old was my niece? My niece got up to, I think she was 3 when I left. Yeah, I think she was 3 because she was going into preschool. So, anyway, so I had to reintroduce how to work with a baby and how to work with one baby. I'd been working with 8 kids on and off, juggling kids. And to have one and try and figure out what the heck he wants to do. Because he had, he still has motion sickness. So I didn't realize I was torturing him, putting him in a stroller and pushing him around. Because in daycare, I would do that and the kids would go to sleep. But I was torturing him because I'd just given him a bottle and I'm walking him around. He's screaming bloody murder and then he'd puke. So then I was in this, like, not stasis mode, but I didn't know what to do because my dad and my stepmom were working crazy hours and trying to make their new schedules work along so that made sense for me. My dad was working nights. My stepmom was working 12-hour day into night. And I had this baby that was breastfed and he hated me. So I went into another depression. Plus, in California, I can get Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, just regular delivery. And I was watching YouTubers like Shane Dawson and everybody where they were eating out all the time. I'm like, I can do that? Because back home, I'd have to walk to where I wanted to go, or I would meet friends out. It was a social thing to eat out. And because my little brother was so demanding and I didn't know what to cook for everybody, it was just a getting to know you situation. So anyway, my depression lasted for about 2 years. I was having trouble acclimating to the weather. Having temperatures in 3 digits was a new thing to me. The air, we have air quality issues that respiratory, I have a really bad time when we have windy days from all the dust and things. My allergies are through the roof. And then rain, because I get so used to the dry heat, and then all of a sudden it'll rain and my whole body, because I've been operated on so many times, I feel like I'm going to pop. So that's my story. I just wanted to put my story out there, because if I start whining on this new journey, it's because I've been there before. It's not to preach. It's really more for me to listen to myself, 6 months from now or whatever, so that I can be like, okay, this is where you started from, and this is where you need to go, and you need to go onward. So that's my story. So anyway, that's my mission for the next year, 6 months to a year, is to drop 50 pounds so that we can discuss, because that's the other thing, is I have to now lose weight, become more active, in pain and uncomfortable. Where I was complaining before that I was just not motivated. Like, I was uncomfortable, but I was just not motivated. Now I'm in pain. I can't do crunches. I can't do basic, exercises. So now I have to figure out how to just drop the weight. So that's my mission for the year. And I meet with the hernia doctor in person, because they changed it to a phone conversation. But I'm meeting with him last week of January. Through my insurance company, I set up a weight loss counselor appointment and a heart healthy class, because with my insurance company, they have a lot of classes for you to help you before, going to the doctor and complaining, making the doctor do it for you. It's so that you can be proactive. So I signed up for classes. I'm food journaling. I'm trying to walk at least once a day, or get out of the house once a day. Debsy and I are trying to close our rings, which I wonder how I did. I'll let that figure out itself for now. So we're going to do that. I want to drink more water. And that's where I'm going to keep it for the month, is just to track. And I almost did. Hey. Oh, no. Oh. Can you see it? Hello. There we go. Off to a great start. Anyway. Oh my gosh, I went on for a half hour. And then the other thing is I went into my doctor. I wanted to have an hysterectomy. I'm probably going to turn off the comments on this video, because I really don't, like I said, I'm just putting it out there so that if you feel like you're the only person going through this, there are people that are going through similar things too, and I feel for you. But I went to my doctor asking for a hysterectomy, because I decided I really don't want to have children. After I got scraped in August, and then I had the pulmonary embolism, and then I have this hernia, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to be uncomfortable in that area, because when I'm menstruating and I have the hernia on top of it, if this is what childbirth is like, forget it. At least you get a baby at the end. I don't get a baby. I just get pain. So I asked my doctor, she goes, I can't, like, you don't have anything medically wrong with you. And she's like, and I really don't want to mess with your hormones. And I'm like, just leave the ovaries there, and this way I'm still getting the hormones, but take the other parts out so that I don't have to have my menstrual cycle anymore and just be done. So I was saying hysterectomy, she was saying IUD, so we met in the middle, and I want to get a tubal ligation. It's not going to help me with my period and everything like that, but at least I can get a permanent birth control so that down the road, if I do get a partner, that's not something that I have to worry about that I could be if something happens, like with the hernia and things like that. Like, they thought that I was pregnant. That's how bloated I was. I looked pregnant. So, and there's certain things that they cannot do for you if you are. And for whatever reason, if I'm ever unconscious, I don't want, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want them trying to figure out if I got a baby in me, because I'm shaped like that. So that's the other appointment. The day before Valentine's Day, I get to meet with the gynecologist. But I'm assuming that they're going to say the same thing that the hernia doctor said, is, that it would be better for them to operate if I was smaller, because it will help with healing and everything like that. So yeah, that's my story. That's where I was. That's where I am now. And onward. But I do want to end on a good note. It totally doesn't go with this topic that I was talking about, but if you have littles or you want to do crafty things, or for your mental health or whatever, I wanted to show what Target has. So, before I show you that, if you are going through anything that I'm going through, or anything worse, or even if you think, oh my God, this woman's got some issues and I'm complaining, your feelings are valid, and you are important, and you need to take care of you where you are now. And that's the best we can do. There's nothing. We can lament about where we were. I mean, I was kicking ass doing kickboxing, and I was doing 5Ks and crap like that. And I can lament about that all day, every day. Or I can move forward and onward. So, with that, happy note. Okay, so, first thing is these little dudes. What are they? Love bugs. Little bro likes to make the things, and then you can make little heart people. Oh, and then he loved making these last year. Did we do the dinosaur last year? And then this, I was hoping, is going to help him with hand-eye coordination and dexterity. So these are all $5, I think. And then for myself, I got this for my little area. A little T-Rex dude. This is little bro Steve. And then this is his shirt. And, oh yeah, I forgot about you. Here's another shirt. This shirt looks bigger. I don't know why. But I thought it was too cute to pass up. And you got to get it at TJ Maxx or, And this is for my little area. Life happens. Coffee helps. And then when I was baking, I was trying to find these everywhere. Couldn't find them. So now I have one of those. And I had to get little bro overnight diapers because we're working on that. But yeah. Sorry for my very long TED Talk. Like I said, I really just wanted to do it for me so that I can start making myself accountable, and now I have this video. So if you are on a health journey, I wish you the best. If you want to check in every now and then, let me know how you're doing. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.